Hello, and welcome back to the channel. I'm not in my usual filming location because I am currently up at my aunt's house for Christmas, but that doesn't mean that I wasn't going to watch Doctor Who, because it's really the only chance I have to watch Doctor Who is when it airs on BBC. And I'm not going to wait until the new year for the Blu-ray to come out whenever that comes out. Anyway, yes, Doctor Who has returned for the Christmas specials. I'm very happy about that because I have missed Doctor Who at Christmas. Christmas just hasn't felt the same since Chibnall decided to make the change it from the Christmas specials to New Year specials, amongst the other stuff that he fucked over. But that's neither here nor there. So the Church at Ruby Road. What did I think of it? I really enjoyed this episode. I really enjoyed Melly Gibson, I think, as, Ruby Sunday. And of course, Ncuti Gatwa as the new Doctor. I already mentioned at the end of my Giggle review that I really, really loved him just from the few scenes that we got. And he was fantastic in this. I really, really enjoyed him. And I'm really, really looking forward to May when the show comes back. So, the plot of The Church of Ruby Road is Ruby is a foundling, essentially, where she was left on a doorstep of a church on Christmas Eve, and so she contacts Davina McCoy to essentially try and help track down her family. There have been like shows about this. I know in the past where people who have been put up for adoption or have lost contact with a relative or something go use this means to try and track down those relatives. And so yeah, and it's it's a thing that I completely forgot about until it was mentioned in this story. And Davina McCall is actually playing herself, essentially, and it's the first time she's actually come back to Doctor Who since she provided the voice for the Davina McCoy droid in Christopher Eccleston's final episode, Bad Wolf. Part one to that. Back when Big Brother was actually a thing. I mean, it is now, but I haven't heard much from it since the first, the cast was being announced. Anyway, so Ruby's living with her adoptive mother and the adoptive grandmother, and last minute they get Ruby's mother is going to be fostering this new child that has the same birthday as Ruby, and the little child's name is Lulu Bell. Which, hey, I kind of like the name. I'm not gonna lie, I do kind of like the name. But yeah, so the Doctor, has made some quick appearances here and there. He's been keeping an eye on Ruby after noticing that a lot of accidents seem to be happening in around her, and that's what happens throughout the episode. Is we'll see the goblins. We won't see them properly, but we'll see like hands and stuff as they set stuff up for accidents happen, because they feed off of that. They feed off of coincidences and bad luck, essentially, in order to help them time travel, as the Doctor would put it. And so eventually, because the two coincidences of Ruby and Lulu having a birthday on the exact same day and both being foundlings at the exact same time, that then led these goblins to come down and steal the baby to eat it. And so they do, well, they don't eat the baby, but they set up to eat it. And then we have that Goblin King song, which was revealed a couple of weeks back, and it's a very catchy song. I really, really like it. It is very, very catchy. I've actually listened to it quite a bit since it came out, and it gets stuck in your head. The only issue I have with the song is when the singer says King Goblin in the lyrics. To me, it just, I don't know, for me, it would have sounded better if it was Goblin King instead of King Goblin. That's just the gripe that I've had every time I've listened to the song. Anyway, obviously the Doctor saves the day, and they escape with and so we also get introduced to a new accessory, the psychic gloves, as well as we see the sonic screwdriver in use. Well, we've known what the sonic screwdriver looked like because they kind of shown it in around when the Giggle came out, and yeah, if you haven't seen my community tab post on that, I'm not a fan of this. It's not a screwdriver, and that's what irks me, is the fact that it and there has been a lot of, people that have made this connection, is it looks like a Sky remote, and I would prefer if it was either Sonic shades or if it actually looked like a screwdriver. And I also noticed that it has the exact same screwdriver sound as David Tennant's new one that he got in the end of the throughout the 60th anniversary specials. I have to put that in air quotes because it wasn't really the 60th anniversary. Anyway, yeah. So one thing that I was really surprised about is the fact that the Doctor sings in this. Which, hey, Shiragawa, really good singer. The same with Millie Gibson. I was really taken aback by that. I was like, oh, like, because I knew there was potentially going to be a musical episode. We are going to meet the Beatles at some point in the new season 1/season 14. Because apparently it's going to be going by season 1 in May. But I'll always still refer to it as season 14, and when I start getting those seasons onwards, that's how I'll display them. But yeah, and then of course the Doctor brings up the fact that he was also adoptive, bringing back up the Timeless Child, which I know is going to upset a lot of people, because a lot of people still don't like the Timeless Child. I've grown to like it. I'm just happy that Russell is still acknowledging it. We had the bits of it during the 60th, but the fact that it's getting mentioned here again makes me happy as a fan, that he's not really throwing out that continuity, even though a lot of fans would love for that to happen. And then because of that coincidence that both were adopted, Ruby and the Doctor, that then allowed the goblins to travel back in time to eat Ruby. So once the Doctor figures that out, he goes back and saves them. He saves the day. They come back, and Ruby joins the TARDIS. Now there is this Miss Flood character that is teasing something with her. I don't know if that's like a future companion, or if it's Ruby's mother, or if it's what my aunt suggested, maybe a future version of Ruby. But I doubt it's going to be like the future version of Ruby, but it's definitely going to be the mother, because at the beginning of the episode, the Doctor does go to stop Ruby's mother. So there's that. I was a bit worried that they were actually going to show it straight away, because I know Russell's writing. He's going to save it for the end of the season. At episode 8, that'll be it. That's when he'll reveal who it is, and then it'll be, of course, linked to Miss Flood, and which would make thematic sense that Miss Flood would live, if it is Ruby's mother, would live close to Ruby to watch her as she grows old, grows up, and that. So yeah, overall, I really enjoyed the episode. I really did. It was a strong return to the Christmas stories. Christmas was kind of in the background. It wasn't like it has been in the past, where it actually takes place on Christmas Day. But hey, I'm happy enough with it. I'm definitely looking forward to the new series in May, and of course when that series comes, I'll of course be doing my reviews for them when they happen. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you all in just 2 days. I have a video scheduled, and then of course I have 2 other premieres that are going up on Friday and New Year's Eve. So catch you all for those. Let me know what you thought of this episode in the comments down below. And yeah, I'll see you all on the next upload.